Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And Fatalis has brought the Slapstick back with one hell of a vengeance. And I know that you guys are looking at this and you're going like, here we go again, Slapstick playing the Gunlance without the shelling part of it. But to be quite frank, a lot of times I feel like Capcom hasn't really done the Gunlance justice when it comes to shelling. There is a lot of problems with shelling, and Iceborne introduced a new problem to the shelling of the Gunlance, which is the Wormstake Blast. Now, this is something that was incredibly fun early on in Iceborne, and then the more you use it and the more they introduce new monsters into the ecosystem, the more you start realizing, this is actually gonna be a bit of a problem if we ever need to hit hard to reach spots in a monster, because we're not going to be able to put the Wormstake Blast there, and no fight exemplifies that better than the Fatalis fight. Like, if you go and you look up speedruns with the Gunlance, what are you going to see? You're going to see a bunch of speedrunners go in there and sticking the Wormstake in Fatalis's hind legs, which is potentially one of the worst spots for you to hit Fatalis in. However, because, you know, essentially we have true damage when it comes to shelling, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to farm Fatalis and you actually want to get materials from Fatalis, like the Evil Eye, which is essentially the gem of Fatalis, or the mantle of Fatalis if you're talking about master rank, you're gonna have a really bad time, because in order to kill Fatalis with a Gunlance in an acceptable time frame, you're gonna want to put the Wormstake in his legs. There's quite simply not enough openings for you to shell him in the head to justify putting the Wormstake there, and that is something that is incredibly frustrating for me, because the whole the whole theme about this fight is about you smacking him in the head and getting those horn breaks. Otherwise, when you get to the third phase, he's going to be super powered up and he's going to deal additional damage. And, you know, you're going to have to deal with that. And you can deal with that. You can kill him without breaking his horns, sure. But again, you're not getting the rewards that you should be getting. And you're essentially kind of skipping one of the cool mechanics of the fight, which is to exploit the head openings. And because I was so frustrated with that, I was like, dude, I'm just going to grab Fatalis set and I'm going to make a Slapstick build, and I'm just gonna go to town on him. And let me tell you, you guys know that I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not sitting over here trying to be a speedrunner, but I did run Fatalis a bunch of times trying to optimize my time as much as possible with a Slapstick. I got the time down to 16:57, even though that's not the attempt that you're watching, because I forgot to record that particular attempt, and all I have is like PS4 footage, which doesn't look particularly good. So, instead I'm showing you one of my more recent attempts. This was like 18 minutes or something. But basically, if you're a speedrunner who has an even better mastery of like the Gunlance moveset than I do, then you are going to be able to just destroy Fatalis with a Slapstick. You're going to be able to just like break his head, break his chest, break everything he's got to break. And it is a blast to play. I'll be honest, it is at the same time incredibly frustrating, but also incredibly satisfying. It's frustrating because you're playing the Gunlance without the gun part. It's incredibly satisfying because you're dealing a crap ton of damage. So let's talk about it by taking a look at the true Fatalis Gunlance, which is the first thing that enables us to actually do this playstyle, because it quite simply has a ton of raw damage. Like you can see, it's got 897 raw damage. To give you guys a comparison, the Gunlance that was like one of the top damage Gunlance before this one was the Lightbreak Gunlance. I mean, probably you could squeeze more damage out of Safi Gunlance with full attack up, but let's just, you know, consider the Lightbreak Gunlance without looking into Safi weapons. It had 690 raw damage. Now, these are bloated values though, so let's take a look at the actual true raw for all those of you that are connoisseurs and know what it means to have like a bunch more true raw than another weapon. So the true raw of the Lightbreak Gunlance, which was 690 bloated raw, you divide that by 2.3, which is the bloated value for the Gunlance in Monster Hunter World, and you're looking at 300 raw damage, true raw. On this one, you divide it by 2.3 and you have 390 damage. That's an additional 90 true raw damage, which is redonkulous. It's actually more than a lot of the other weapons, I'm told. I haven't done the math for the other weapons because I just don't care, but a lot of people are telling me, no, dude, the Gunlance got even more raw damage. In a way, it almost seems like it's Capcom's way of saying, hey, you know what? We get it. The Wormstake Blast is a complete pain to actually use. Tell you what, instead of dealing with shelling, here's some more raw damage. It's almost like this is what Capcom wants us to do, right? And then on top of it, whereas most Fatalis weapons are looking at minus 30% affinity, you know, to make up for the ridiculous amount of raw damage that they have, the Gunlance only sits at 20%. Now, in my case, you're looking at 10%. That's because I augmented it for affinity to already begin to kind of like make up for it. And then on top of it, you have the Fatalis set, which is completely and utterly broken. Okay, and I'll be making a video explaining why I think that's a bad thing. I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't agree with me on this, that you're like, no, I killed the biggest monster, I should have the best set in the game. I have a different mentality with this, and we will talk about it at a later date. But now let's just focus in on the power of the Slaplands here. So we got a crap ton of raw. We have a lot of purple sharpness. You guys are like, well, that's not really that much purple sharpness, Rurikhan. Oh, wait. Just you wait until you see that 4-piece bonus on the Fatalis set. Just you wait, okay? That little bit of purple sharpness that you got in there, which is being boosted by 3 handicraft, by the way, which also come with the Fatalis set. That little bit of purple that you got in there will last you for the whole goddamn hunt, okay? That's all you need to know. Then we also have 2 tier 4 slots. I'm not even talking about the dragon damage or the Elder Seal, because Elder Seal to me, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't exist. It's a negligible effect. I just don't care about Elder Seal. And we have normal shelling level 7, but like I said, I ain't about to mess around with Wormstake Blasts and shelling, because when you're dealing with monsters like Alatreon and Fatalis, and even some of the other more endgame monsters, it's a pain in the ass to get the Wormstake placed in, and in a lot of cases, it's not worth it. Like, you guys know that I did my best solo Alatreon run with just straight up Slaplands, okay? Even back then, I was already going to the Slaplands because shelling was completely useless on Alatreon. Let's just be honest here, okay? Can you kill Alatreon by shelling him? Sure. Do you want to do that? Hell no. Okay? So, even back in Alatreon, shelling was kind of useless. So, anyway, you have all of this redonkulous amount of raw damage. Now let's take a look at what we can do with the Fatalis set to make this even more obscene, shall we? So on the true Fatalis Gunlance, you're looking at 2 jumping expert decos. And by the way, if you're gonna come at me now that I'm making an endgame set, you're like, oh, Rurikhan, you have so many good decorations. Like, go farm. Okay, I'm tired of hearing, just go farm. Okay, leave me alone. This is the end game. I get to just be broken overpowered. Isn't that what we're all doing here? So 2 jumping experts on the Gunlance, then on the Dragon Head Beta, which by the way comes with Stun Resist 3. And I've said in a video, like when we started Iceborne, people were like, oh my God, these monsters are hard. I was like, slot vitality and stun resistance and you're golden. Okay, so this helmet just makes us immune to stuns and happens to come with 3 tier 4 decoration slots, as well as the rest of the Fatalis set just comes with 3 tier 4 decoration slots, which is broken, minus a couple of alpha pieces that we have here, which I will explain. Anyway, on the Dragon Head Beta, you're looking at Jumping Expert Jewel 4, Attack Jewel +4, and Destroyer Maintenance. You guys like, maintenance? Hell you doing, Rurikhan? Oh, just you wait. Just you wait to see what we're going to do with this. Dragon Hide Beta, Destroyer Maintenance, Destroyer Evasion, and Phoenix Evasion. Dragon Claws Alpha, Challenger Jewel +4, and Expert Jewel 1. And by the way, if you're fighting Fatalis, instead of the Challenger Jewel, you want to have Heavy Artillery in here to utilize all of those siege weapons that are present in the arena. Anyway, the Dragon Claws Alpha, they're the ones giving us 3 additional points of handicraft for additional comfort, because this set is not overpowered enough. You can actually have these gloves just give you 3 additional handicraft to make up for the fact that the Fatalis Gunlance actually does not have that much sharpness. It has a little bit of purple, but not enough to really just like go all out and not have to worry about sharpness. So that's why we're using the Dragon Claws Alpha. Anyway, then we got the Dragon Barbs Alpha. These come with additional critical eye. That's why I'm using those. And in there I have a bracement maintenance jewel. You can swap this out for whatever you want, really. Just make sure that it's got maintenance on it as well. The reason I use brace is so that I can use this in multiplayer with friends. You have a shaver jewel, which, by the way, before you tell me, oh, Rurkan, you already have a shaver jewel, you're so lucky. You can meld this decoration, okay? You can just go to the melder and tell her, give me a shaver jewel, and she will give you a shaver jewel. So there's no excuses for not having a shaver jewel. Same thing with the shield jewel. You can go to the melder and be like, give me a shield jewel, and she'll give you a shield jewel. And the shield jewel is just there in case you're caught out of position and you need to block an attack, because we know sheathing the gun lance, you have enough time to go to the toilet, do a number 2, and then come back and your character is still sheathing the friggin' gun lance. Anyway, then we have Dragon Feet Beta with critical maintenance, critical evasion. We wrap everything up with attack charm 5 to really get as much damage as possible out of this beautiful set. Then on Temporal Mantle, we have Medicine Jewel. Usually I tend to have maintenance jewels in the Temporal Mantle, but in this case, I don't need them. And you guys will see why when we get to the final build. Then on Rocksteady, we do protection because, as per usual, whenever you're going unga bunga, you might as well get a little bit of protection to go with it. So let's take a look at that juicy final build, shall we? Now, here we go. Attack boost level 7, critical eye level 7, evade window level 5 for you to be as comfortable as you can possibly be. Tool specialist 5, stun resistance 3, critical boost 3, weakness exploit 3, handy Craft 3, Part Breaker 3, Evade Extender 3, Agitator 2, Flinch Free, Guard Up, 1 point of Coalescence, Clutch Claw Boost, Recovery Up when you got Temporal Mantle, and Divine Blessing when you have Rocksteady Mantle. And then you have the 2 set bonuses of the Fatalis armor, which, in case you don't know, the 2-piece bonus is something very simple. It basically unlocks all of the secret skills. So it's like, you want Secret Agitator? No problem. Just slot in as much Agitator as you want. You want Secret Artillery? Go right ahead, buddy. You want Secret Tool Specialist? No problem. Just put in whatever secret skill you could possibly want. Just grab it. It's not a problem, because 2-piece set bonus of this set gives you access to every secret skill in the game. And then you have Transcendence, which, if you pay attention to the build, you'll notice it doesn't have any health boost. You want to know why it doesn't have any health boost? Because you don't need it. Because when you roll up in a quest with this particular armor, you're always going to have maximum health. As a matter of fact, if you die and you come back, you come back, you already have maximum health again. Same goes for your stamina. And when I mean maximum stamina, I'm not even talking about your maximum standard stamina. You guys remember the high rank set bonus of Lunastra that gave you like additional stamina? That's the stamina that we're talking about. You're going to have max health and max stamina always, just for wearing a 4-piece Fatalis set. You guys are like, wow, that sounds pretty powerful. But that's not all. Because on top of all that, you're also going to get true razor sharp spare shot. So if you want to use this set with a gunner, you can, because you get true spare shot. If you want to use it with a blade master, you also don't have to worry too much about your sharpness, because you get true razor sharp. Now that is completely and utterly broken. Okay? But anyway, so now you guys want to know about some of these decisions that I made, particularly the tool specialist, I would imagine. Well, just imagine if you can basically go from Rocksteady to Temporal, and then from Temporal, pretty much just like 1 minute or something, and go back to Rocksteady. And then from that, you go back to Temporal, and then back to Rocksteady, and you're basically just like spamming Temporal and Rocksteady, and you can just go ham against anything. It's pretty friggin' bonkers, and it's, in my opinion, one of the best uses of how broken this set is like, oh, let's make it even more broken. Let's just get access to these crazy mantles. And if you want to have access to other mantles, like some of you guys that are more skilled out there, just grab the agility mantle. It's not agility mantle. It's the one that get the evasion mantle. Just grab the evasion mantle. Boom. Have almost like 100% evasion mantle uptime. Why not? Grab evasion mantle and Rocksteady. Go to town, dude. Do whatever you want. It's completely and utterly bonkers. Now, as I said, the best time that I had with this on Fatalis was 1657, and like I also said, I'm not a speedrunner. So speedrunners out there, you guys pick up this set, you're gonna wreck. You're gonna completely wreck. I mean, if you even tweak this set a little bit for whatever target you're fighting, you're gonna wreck even harder. So try it out. Let me know what you guys think about my Slaplands build. Let me know what you guys think about Slaplands in general. And also let me know what you guys think about shelling, the current state of shelling of just Gunlance in general in Iceborne, because I myself am a little bit disappointed. I swapped back to the SNS to get my first kill on Fatalis because I just got tired of playing, you know, the underpowered Slaplands. But now that we have this redonkulously powerful Gunlance, I'm right back at Slaplands and I'm destroying everything. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I have a couple of more videos that I want to work on to talk about some more Fatalis stuff. So I'll see you guys then. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to hit it with a like button. Helps out a lot. If you did not enjoy the content, hit it up with a dislike because feedback is important. By the way, I released another video earlier today, which was about Monster Hunter Rise. You might have missed it because I released it really early in the morning. So make sure that you check the channel and check out that video as well. It's got a lot of new info because an embargo lifted and whatnot. There's a lot of new stuff to talk about. Anyway, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.